Hey everybody, welcome to Baka-Talk. This is Weez. We're doing another episode of the main show.
Hey,
What the frick was that?
it's the Baka-Talk
It's
Show.
the Baka-Talk Show.
Woo!
This is the main show where we talk about a bunch of different stuff. Usually we'll start out with anime and then we'll go into other things. Check out our sideshow where we review anime stuff.
Can we consider that a sideshow considering it's just the other show for the other week?
Yes, it's the sideshow. This is the other sideshow.
Okay, fair enough.
So today...
I was going to say, check out something else that doesn't exist, but
Check out what?
nothing.
Check out Look Behind You is our sideshow that doesn't exist anymore.
I killed that and shot it in the backyard.
Hey, I looked up the analytics for that a month ago, and a couple people decided to watch it 100 more times.
Let's go.
Hmm.
It's a good show.
10 years later.
10 years later, it's bigger than Joe Rogan. We're just like,
jeez.
what happened?
So is this actual recording or is this just all us just soullessly talking into the microphone?
What's the difference?
I don't know. I'm tired.
It's recording, right? The blue lines
Yeah.
are moving on the computer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sorry if this sounds weird. We're currently strangling ourselves with cords because I had to pull out a different mixer because the other mixer decided to blow up on me.
Yeah, and this thing is ancient and has like been flipped off the table multiple times.
By Ramen Cat himself.
Yes. Well, okay. To be fair, the one time the table just collapsed.
That is true.
That
that about gave me a heart attack.
that
day.
wasn't my fault.
Right on the concrete too.
Yeah.
The one day we're literally recording in a garage on concrete.
And
the
we're
table
on
collapsed.
point and everything's going good and the table's just like, freak you.
That was kind of funny.
No, not really.
No, it gave me a heart attack, but listening to it again was funny.
Wait, we got recording of all of that? You should just
I thought we were recording, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we call it. Anyways, if you do
I
have
cut
it, you
it
should just
out.
insert it all in here.
Oh heck no, that means I'd have to go through like I don't know 3-year-old files or something.
So on that side of the table is Boom.
They can't see us.
On this side of the table is Weez.
Hi.
And on this side of the room with the restraining order is me.
Yeah, we put him in a glass box. He's got rabies.
So, our first topic. It's my show now. ReZero Season 3 might be announced in like 3 days?
2 days?
2 days. 3 days.
It's on Friday, right? Or is it Saturday?
I don't know. I think it said March 25th.
20
Anyways, by the time this is released, the announcement should have been passed.
That'd be Saturday.
Yeah, which it'd be real. Apparently, there's a leak going out. I think it was one of the books, like one of the manga or light novels, that on it was advertised for season 3. Because
Oh, like a promotional?
yeah.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
someone found that, I guess, and so there's a leak that it is going to be announced at this upcoming thing, but it's not confirmed yet. But
Gotcha.
the leaker has been right about stuff like this in the past, so people consider them a credible source.
Why are they so leaky?
I don't know,
Do-do.
but it's
it's actually weird. There's like a whole subgenre of people that just leak things, and that's their whole fame
Mhm.
on internet. There's a guy that all he does is he posts leaks for Apple.
Because Apple probably pays him to do
There's a
leaks.
good chance that does happen,
There-
but like he just like always leaks
That-
the new iPhone like 6 months early or something.
Video game companies a lot of times do it deliberately
Yeah.
just to get people hyped up on the game.
But it's weird that
Mhm.
there's like the subgenre of people that's all they do. That's their profile. It's their Twitter account, their YouTube channel. They just leak things.
Just
I
like
think
a-
people thought they did that with Battlefront 2, that they purposefully put things in the files for people to dig up and find
when
like,
they data
they
mine stuff.
yeah, they might be working on this just to like bring hype to it, I guess, because they got shut down their live service
Yeah.
thing. So
I mean, just to get attention, one of the Serious Sam games was like, if you pirated this game, have fun. And it just threw like impossible enemies in at you.
Well, didn't it like throw like a mid game boss or something?
It
at
threw a
you?
mid game boss, but the mid game boss was invulnerable.
Yeah, and it just chased you around.
that's
That's
funny.
funny.
Like you could play the full game just if you could get past this thing.
Yeah. Basically, you couldn't stop moving.
Yeah,
Like, you could run away from it, but like you couldn't like stop.
yeah,
Which is
which is kind of funny to think now. There's horror games like that.
yeah. So what's the chances do we think that ReZero Season 3 is actually gonna get released?
I feel like it's probably gonna be next year. I'm guessing.
I
If they're
think so.
announcing it now, it's definitely like next year. It'll probably be like next year Christmas time or something.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be a while.
Cause what, ReZero Season 2 got it released in 21?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
So it's pretty freaking soon for Season 3, but I mean,
Season 1 to Season 2 was forever. It was like 5 years or something.
I thought it was like closer to 7.
Yeah, it was really long. So Season 3 coming out sooner would be epic.
Yeah.
I love ReZero.
ReZero is probably my favorite isekai show.
Yeah, same.
Besides for maybe Konosuba.
Yeah. I definitely like ReZero more, especially after the second season.
Yeah.
But
Oh, speaking of Konosuba, we actually got a trailer for the Megumin spinoff.
yeah,
Which is cool.
There's a lot of Megumin stuff. The movie was Megumin themed too.
Well, I think Megumin's like one of
The most
considering she's
popular.
like the love interest to Kazuma.
Yeah,
She's like got the most backstory and stuff
Yeah.
compared to like Kazuma and like I guess it's basically like Kazuma, Megumin, Darkness, and then like Aqua's got like nothing.
Aqua's like the Patrick Star of Konosuba.
Yeah, I
She's
think
just kinda
Union has
there.
more stuff like story to her than
yeah.
like
Her thing
Aqua
is
does.
just like she's a god. She got screwed over.
yeah.
She deserved it. Good story. I don't know. I've been reading more Trigun. The manga's really interesting. It's getting more and more like Stampede.
How long is the manga?
It is 20 some volumes or something.
Oh wow!
yeah, it's pretty long.
I didn't realize it was that long.
So
It's old.
It's like
Yeah, it's true.
it's 14, I think, and then there's 2 of the original, so it's technically like 16.
Okay.
So I'm like halfway, and it's starting to ramp up a little bit more, a little bit past halfway. It's doing things that Stampede does, but Stampede does them on episode, 6,
Yeah.
and this has been going on forever. So it's weird because I understand what Stampede's doing more now, but it's not like it's still not following it. It's got the same thing of Knives' deal is that he wants to free the plants, yeah, because he's a plant and he's like they're our sisters and we should free them or whatever. It's also more implied in the manga that the plants like what they do. It doesn't seem like they dislike being plants and helping out humans. So Knives
I
is
mean, they've been doing it for hundreds of
Yeah.
years.
also like humans created plants and there's a bunch of interesting things going on. Mostly I just don't like Vash in the new version because there's the same conversation of Knives and Vash, of Knives being like they're sucking our plants dry, they're just using it just like they used up Earth, and in the anime Vash is like they had no other choice, whatever. In the manga he's kind of like, well, they created us, they don't really have any other choice, you're still just killing people for no reason. Like he's more like aggressive and like active, and he's just a much better character. He's much more interesting.
Well, that Stampede Vash seems more like a crybaby character
Yeah.
than even original Trigun or even what the manga sounds like he's
Yeah.
making out to be.
In the manga, he's like the coolest person ever,
That's
except
cool.
for in the latest arc where he gets captured, and then it gets big doomsday stuff goes on in the manga. It's pretty intense.
Huh. Well, I mean, the ending of the anime, they blow up like part of the moon. So
Yeah, they nearly bring humans to extinction in like halfway through the manga.
Jeez.
So yeah,
Cue Evangelion theme.
it's pretty insane.
Okay, I'm gonna have to read the manga eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm trying to catch up to One Punch Man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I've been seeing spoilers for the latest chapters. And I guess there's gonna be a season 3 of the anime, but I
I
have
hope so.
no idea when it's coming out.
Yeah,
So I just kind of want to
they
read the
definitely
manga.
season 2 kind of like it wasn't just the animation and story or whatever. It was like they cut it off in the middle of an arc. So
Yeah.
there's like no resolution or anything. So everyone felt disappointed.
Well, I
with
guess
it.
there's OVAs
Oh, is there?
that continue season 2.
Really? Oh, that's stupid.
But it's just like a bunch of OVAs. And I don't
Yeah.
really want to watch.
Yeah, I just want to see season 3 and just get back into the story.
Yeah. So I'm going through the anime or the manga, try to catch up because
The manga art is incredible.
the manga art is great. So, like I just read through the first couple chapters today, and even like the first original chapters. Like, yeah, I know he got like funding and like an
Mhm.
actual artist, which is where the manga started.
Yeah.
But like, it's great.
Yeah.
Like, it's Berserk. Well, I can't say Berserk level because people crucify me.
A lot of people do
But-
compare it like it's one of the best.
It's
like,
close
ever.
to it.
Yeah.
Because
But-
that's where half the comedy lies, is super serious.
Yeah,
Look,
It
it's super
is-
serious looking.
it is great because like the first chapter, of course, is the vaccine man, right? The
Mhm.
guy that said he's gonna like kill all humanity for Mother Earth, and like that's the first time you see One Punch Man. The best comedy, the best joke ever is like all the super serious art, all the destruction around him, and then the panel that just shows One Punch Man is just his like round face, dotted eyes. It's just like, you're a hero. It's like, yep, I'm a hero. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I have issue 15 and 16 of Jujutsu Kaisen on the way.
Nice.
And I seen they just, I don't know when they released it, but I seen that issue 20 is out now.
Yeah. I think 20's been out for a while, but I think 21 or 2 are coming out soon.
Are they?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
it's in the 20s now.
And I
My
own-
goal is to just complete that collection.
Are you actually gonna read it?
Oh yeah, I already started.
Okay,
I mean, I'm only on book 2, but it's what I've been reading when
Yeah.
I read.
that's cool.
And I got all of the Promised Neverland manga, which I'm excited to
Nice.
read. I want to read it and then watch the anime and see what they did.
See how badly they butchered
Yeah.
it.
I usually don't want to buy a manga like if the anime is like something I really like, because I don't really care that much, because it's usually just one for the most part.
Yeah,
So a story like this where I'm curious what actually the story is supposed to be instead of just whatever they did with the anime. So
right.
makes it worth getting it.
Most of the time, I don't try reading manga of series that I'm currently watching, like ongoing
Mhm.
series. Like I haven't started Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah.
because they're continuing it.
I mean, so far, book 1 and 2 stuck like basically frame for frame of
well,
the
that's
show.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I don't want to because I could easily probably binge way past like season 1.
Yeah.
But I don't want to because I want to watch it in anime form.
Yeah, I know there was a couple spots because right before we watched it, my girlfriend binged it and she's like, "Oh, that's what I have." I'm just like, "No, stay quiet."
Yeah.
Yeah. I could like read the last 5 chapters of Attack on Titan, but then I would be like bored when the last
Right.
big part came out. So
I think the only one I broke the rule on that was Chainsaw Man. But I had already watched or read Chainsaw Man before the anime came out, so
yeah, I feel like Chainsaw Man's gonna take forever
I'm
for them to
deba-
adapt
It
it all
is.
to.
I'm on chapter 123, just came out last week, and we're technically in part 2, but in all actuality, the story really hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Like Dingy has just been more depressed now.
Hmm.
I'm debating on getting the manga for Chainsaw Man just because the cover art looks so cool.
The art does
It
look
is
really
good.
cool.
You have to be careful though, because most of it's just naked women on it. So
That's why I shall wait till I have my own house.
yeah, that's a good idea.
And an upstairs place to hide my things from the in-laws.
You're gonna have to get one of those cases that have the glass, but you can like turn the glass on and it's just like hides it.
No, my chest hidden in the attic is not going to be adult magazines. It's just going to be manga. If I ever
That's
have,
basically the same thing.
if I ever have kids, that will be the weird thing that they find.
There's a cover of Berserk that's just Guts holding naked Casca, like
Yeah.
bleeding out. Like, I don't know. It's like terrifying and horrible. It's like, how did they let this be on the cover? It kind of spoils the story for one, and it's like super graphic.
I think there's a chapter. There's a chapter photo or cover of Chainsaw Man that basically just has two women scissoring each other. It's actually part of the story, but it's just a cover. So like, I don't think any of the volumes have anything that bad. But I know some of the chapters get.
It's like
pretty.
light novel covers where it's like the light novel's super fun and wholesome, and the cover is just like, bleh.
Yeah, just blood,
It's
guts,
like what?
naked
what?
people.
Yeah, it's like what? The
'Cause they
story's
gotta
not
have
like this
something
at
to sell.
Yeah.
God forbid you have just normal fantasy or cool looking action art.
Mm-hmm.
There's some manga that have that. I mean, a lot of
I find it more for light novels than for manga usually.
a lot of Railgun has like just action covers, which is kind of funny because it's like an all-girl cast manga. I think there's one that has like technical nudity, but it's like so in the anime or the manga, Misaka, which is Railgun,
Mhm.
she ends up finding out that the government's been like cloning her. So like there's one manga cover that just shows like this like lab full of like her clones and like
Mhm.
most of them are naked. I think that's like the worst cover of them. Let's see. Any more anime stuff?
I don't think so.
I got
I haven't-
nothing.
I gotta like catch up on some of the shows. I'm caught up on Tomo-chan. I think Tomo-chan's still fun.
I need to finish. I need to start and then finish Tomo-chan.
Tomo-chan's really fun.
Gotta get caught up on season 2 of Inspector. A couple episodes behind on that, but it's so freaking hard to watch and eat because you gotta read. I'm usually
Oh,
eating
yeah.
when I'm watching it.
Yeah, there are shows that are like. Usually, I watch like Clone Wars with my girlfriend if I'm eating
Yeah.
and watching, and then if we're just watching a show, it'll be like Tomo-chan or
Yeah, me and my
Love is War. We've been watching through the second season. So,
Me
Oh,
and
that's
my
cool.
so I haven't
girlfriend
seen
were,
the third yet.
were watching Inspector, and I turned to grab my drink and turned back, and I've missed like
Yeah.
10 things.
That's why I always hated Pyrolis would always say, "Oh, we can just start the anime while we're eating dinner, right?" And I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic enough as it is. I can't eat, read, and watch a show at the same
I
time."
can sit there and
Wars.
drink something and read. I don't know what it is about chewing and
Clone
watching.
Well, I don't know about you, but if I have a plate of food in front of me, I have to look at the food, pick it up, and then put it in my mouth.
I've only stabbed
Yeah.
myself in the eye once with a fork.
I can't be like eating off a plate and just like watching something as I'm shoveling it in my
You
mouth.
can't even just shovel it in your mouth because the plate gets in the way.
Oh, that too. You can't just like you can't even bite the plate.
The
Like, it'll still get-
technicalities of being a weeb.
Clone Wars is the perfect show to watch while eating because you look down at your food, you look up, they're still just shooting at each other and just
Yeah.
like constant battles and stuff.
Well, I mean, I can eat and watch dub anime. That's not
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
Mainly, I actually like doing that.
Although
'cause-
sometimes they're really complicated and you have to be like zoned in on the story, otherwise
yeah,
you're
there's
like
certain
You're
shows.
just eating and watching like, what just happened here?
yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would. I don't think I'd ever like Steins Gate. I don't think I could ever eat and like watch that.
Yeah.
There's so much going on, but like My Hero Academia, I could just eat a
Yeah.
whole
Oh,
7-course meal and
I
watch that.
during my binge, I probably ate about 20 bags of popcorn.
Yeah. That's kind of hard though too, because those episodes feel like they go back and go by in 5 minutes.
Oh, they do.
So they distort time, so you're like, oh, it's only been 5 minutes. I can just like eat something else. And you don't realize how much food you've eaten.
That's
while you're
how it's
watching
happened
it.
with the bags of popcorn. I get done and it's like realize I went through 3 episodes, like the popcorn, look at the time, like, well, time for another bag.
Yeah. I guess this is anime related. So unless somebody's got something else anime related, we can move on.
No.
What time is it? 15 minutes.
Woo.
19 minutes.
Lightning
Never mind. I can't
round.
read. We've been here for
Woo.
19 minutes. Cool. So yeah, non-animated stuff. Me and a couple friends went and watched 65.
How
I
was it?
can't drive 65, even
It
though that's
was
not the
a
song.
really good horror movie.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys know what 65 was.
Yeah, I've seen
65
trailers of it.
million.
Okay, it's got
years.
Adam Driver in it.
Yeah.
That's his name, right?
Yep, Adam Driver.
Yeah, guy played Kylo Ren.
And it's like him and a kid crash land on a planet and there's dinosaurs and it's like futuristic dinosaur
Yeah.
action.
Well, it's
Plot theory: it's just Kylo Ren when he first escaped Luke's Jedi Academy.
it's kind of what it feels like sometimes. Like the movie's really good. The suspense is good. The jump scares are good. It's weird though because it's got like a couple twists and turns. So I can't really talk a lot about it if I like spoiling it.
I just want to know: is it actually Earth or is it just another prehistoric planet?
Do you want it spoiled?
I
I'm
probably
pretty
will never get to
sure
watch
they-
it.
Okay, this
say-
comes out in like the first 5 minutes of the film, so it's not really a spoiler. Yes, it is 65 million years in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is a alien starship pilot that is like carrying this exploration crew, and he ends up getting hit by a meteor shower in space and crash lands on Earth. So now he's trying to like escape prehistoric Earth.
I feel like it
It
was.
sounds like Planet of the Dinosaurs.
It kind of is.
Is this a remake of Planet
No,
of the
it's not.
Dinosaurs?
It's completely different. Somebody might shoehorn it in the same universe.
No, because they
but-
actually talk about Earth in that whole movie. Because they're like, yeah, I heard something like that back in North Dakota.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure Planet of the Dinosaurs is an actual different planet.
Yeah, it is.
Or they go back in time.
No,
Something.
it's a different planet because they're like
Yeah.
out of the norm.
But this is
system.
legit a different planet because like they have different race names, they have a different language. Like everything's different.
Okay.
But it's really cool. Me and my friends enjoyed watching it. It was good. I think the only part I didn't like about it is it felt rushed at times because it's only an hour and a half.
Because it's not an existing IP.
You're
If we can't milk it, we don't need to put any dedication into it.
Well, the movie was really well put together. It was a Sam Raimi Studios production.
Ah.
So Sam Raimi is the guy that made Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I also figured out there's a new Evil Dead movie coming out.
Yeah, I'm debating on if I want to watch because I don't know which one it's continuing off from, the remake, or if it's actually like it's
It
set
looks like
in
a
the Evil
prequel
Dead.
to the prequel.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either. But
I mean, I'm fine with it just being like a movie set in the Evil Dead universe. It doesn't have to have
Yeah.
Ash, but I want it to be that universe, not the just random mid 2000s. Oh, here's the Evil Dead, but it's not Evil Dead.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that. It looks like it's very Evil Dead, like Necronomicon, like Evil Dead type of thing.
Okay.
So it looks good. But yeah, I mean 65 was a really good movie. Unfortunately, I don't think it was good enough to like spawn anything else. It was just a good movie, and I think that's gonna be about it.
We
Yeah.
need more one-off movies, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to spin
There needs-
everything into like a saga.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like spinning it off into like 65 too. I'm talking like
As
I
long
don't-
as they don't hit 69, we're good.
That's true. I'm talking like a director and stuff. Like they have to have like a span of good movies to like
Oh yeah.
keep on going.
So
Like, I
was it
just don't-
Sam Raimi that did it, or was it someone
It
else?
was a Sam Raimi Studios production.
I think he was like an executive producer.
He has a production studio that
Okay.
he partnered with somebody else, Beck something, I think. But anyways, it was a studios production from him.
Okay.
So it was good. I
mean,
liked it.
Sam Raimi's been doing a lot of big movies lately.
Well, big movies. I mean, he did Spider-Man.
He did Doctor.
Did he do? No, he did Doctor Strange.
Didn't he also do one of the
He-
Spider-Man movies?
he did the old Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did the original series.
Ah.
I think he helped. No, he didn't even help in the new Spider-Man series.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, he just did Doctor Strange, and that was it.
Mm.
Doctor Strange sucked.
It did. I think they really hindered what he wanted to do, so it felt
Yeah.
like just a mishmash of things.
Yeah.
Because like I could see the horror elements, but of course, since it's a Marvel Disney production, they're like, "Oh no, we can't scare people."
Fine, I'll get rid of the gore.
It was
Yeah.
just
The
the
It's still too
writing
scary.
was just
Fine, I'll
kinda,
get rid
like,
of the action.
just kinda
Oh, we need
boring.
more action. I'll get rid of the plot.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, can we have them fight with musical notes? Well, there goes the
There you
plot.
go. Can Wanda start killing people? Sure. She because of her children that she made up, I guess.
That's still the weirdest part.
Oh, can we have you
Like, I
get rid
guess
of-
she's a reality warper.
Yeah.
But, like, her children were made up. Somebody just needs to put her in a good psychiatrist.
Especially after watching WandaVision, it's like, okay, Wanda's kind of doing all right. And then it's like, Wanda's evil now.
Yeah.
Oh, frick. That was sudden. Yeah.
Speaking of series that people shouldn't have to watch to understand other things, Mandalorian season 3 is out.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
Besides where it
bet-
started off with people needing to watch one episode of Boba
I
Fett.
hate that. I don't know why they did that. It's so stupid. They should have put that episode in front of season 3 at least. They shouldn't even had that episode in
No,
in-
they shouldn't
in
have.
Boba Fett
No,
to
but they
start out.
could have just done it. So this happened.
Yeah, even the recap didn't go over that. If you watch season 2 and then watch season 3, you're like, is this a prequel? Did this happen before? What's going
Except
on?
they're trying to treat it like comic books. They're trying to force you to have to watch.
Yeah, they're expecting you to watch everything. Like, I'm sure there's going to be probably, eventually, I'm talking like a couple years, there's going to be like hints in Boba Fett season 5 or whatever to Andor.
Yeah.
Like,
And
Is
I
Boba
like-
Fett getting a second season?
I have no idea.
I
was just pulling things out of my butt. Just
I
to make
like
a reference.
Star Wars' connectivity where everything's in the same universe, but not everything is the same story.
Right.
Like in Marvel, everything is just like part of the same story. It's all super connected. But Star Wars isn't like that. It's just like this story happens here. Oh, look, this droid, he was also in this story because of course he is. He's,
Yeah.
whatever. It's like it makes sense in universe.
Yeah, the idea was getting to see what that character did when he's not involved in
Yeah.
the other stories.
Well, that was the whole point of the expanded universe, was one, telling the tale of the Skywalkers after like what happened in the movies.
Mhm.
There's also going to be like there's one scene of Boba Fett in episode 5 and 6 or whatever, right? So we're just going to do a whole series about him. That's the
Yeah.
expanded universe.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like these one-off characters that get more in depth
And I feel like
storytelling.
the animated shows were pretty decent about it. Like Rebels definitely makes more sense if you've seen Clone Wars, but you don't necessarily have to. It's pretty enclosed in its own thing.
Yeah.
It introduces a new character. If you've seen the other stuff, you're like, oh, I know who that character is. If you haven't, you're just like, oh, it's a new character, and then
Yeah.
you learn what their deal is. So it's not that bad. But in Mandalorian, where they're like, here's a section of our story that we just picked out of here, put in a different story. So now you have to watch Boba Fett, which most people don't really like Boba Fett, like this show. And so then it's
I
like,
would have liked Boba Fett if it was made a different character, the main character. Like if they just made an original character, it wouldn't have been bad. I would
thought
have
it
liked
was a
it.
cool story that wasn't executed very well.
It was
Yeah.
a cool story that Boba Fett, like Ramcast said, should not have been in it.
Yeah.
Like it should have been just some, I don't know, maybe what's
Some old
the-
moisture farmer became a gang lord.
Sure,
that would
yeah.
have that would have been interesting.
Like even with Boba Fett, just you have to make him have a journey, and he just didn't. It was like,
Oh, he
his-
did. He had the nose lizard thing go on.
It was it was a fake journey though, because it was like, oh, he was a ruthless bounty hunter. When did we see him be a ruthless bounty hunter in the series? Never. He was always just
Yeah.
kind to everybody.
Well, even in the scenes that he was in Mando season 2,
yeah.
it's just like that didn't really give him a journey to being somebody that just likes people all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he was
like-
kind of brutal in Mandalorian.
yeah, he just wanted his armor back.
Yeah. And I liked the idea of Boba Fett where it's like he got like brought into this culture and like discovered this like family, and then they all died because tragedies also always happen to people like Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So then he gets mad and he like kills a bunch of people, and then he's like, I'm gonna start my own family kind of thing. And
Mhm.
I'm fine with that idea, but the execution was just he's nice
Well,
after
yeah,
he got
'cause-
thrown into the Sarlacc pit.
Because the way that they could have done it would have been the old tried and true, basically the Outlaws story.
Yeah.
Like they finally start to find a spot where they're not having to look over their shoulder all the time, like you said, tragedy, and they're like, "That's it, I'm doing it my way."
Yeah. And also more subtlety of his character. If he was trying to like become the leader, but he wasn't just like we're not gonna hurt anybody. We're just gonna be nice to everybody. If like he had someone come up to him and like challenge his rule, and he just shot him dead in the streets, like
Yeah.
that would be more Boba Fett's character, where he wants something, he's just gonna take it because
Well,
he's
and
just-
you could have had
he's
it
just
where I
doing his
guess
thing.
he could have became a little bit more, I guess, kind of a character through like time and interactions. But
Yeah.
Well, he eventually became that in the expanded universe. Like at first, like especially when you're talking young Boba, like he was a pretty murderous guy,
Mhm.
but he always was good in a way. He just was morally gray in the fact
Yeah.
that he was gonna get what he wanted one way or another.
yeah.
Like I mean, he freaking brought down an entire whatever the Republic starships were,
yeah.
take down Mace Windu in the Clone Wars.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
he just wanted to do what he wanted to do.
But he didn't really care about hurting anyone else in the
Right.
process. Like,
Yeah.
it was only that one
See,
goal.
that would have been a good thing, like as like towards the end of season thing for like Boba Fett of it. Like you could have had something happen
Yeah.
to where it's like having him second guess and not just instantly. I am passive monk.
I mean, he was awesome in Mandalorian when he shows up and just like beats down a bunch of clone
Yeah, that was
troopers or
great.
stormtroopers. Like stuff like that was super cool, and it felt like his character. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Also, I didn't like the way they just kind of offed I can't think the blue dude.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty lame ending too.
Oh,
He wasn't-
Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't off them.
That was another thing where he wasn't really.
He put him in the back to tank.
Oh,
that's true,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
He's still alive.
That's another thing.
See,
where
that would have been a thing. He would have just shot him.
he wasn't really
dead.
set up either. Like
He just
he's,
showed up.
He's set up within the context of seeing all of Star Wars. He's not set up within Boba Fett. So
No.
people have only seen Boba Fett. Just like
See?
Blue Dude shows up.
Now, Cad Bane would have been a kind of a cool like standalone series if you actually did it right, made it
Cad
dark.
Bane's awesome.
Cad Bane would have been cool. I think they did enough of him in the Clone Wars, though.
Yeah, they
I
did have
honestly
some arcs
feel
that
like-
focused on him a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, I also feel like Cad Bane kind of was shoehorned into Boba Fett as like that. Oh, it's
Yeah.
Cad Bane type of
Yeah.
instance.
Instead of like Paul ran. Well, I thought it was kind of cool how they had the Wookiee from the comic books. That was kind of a nice nod for fans.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
that
Yeah,
was
that
cool.
Wookiee was.
and
cool.
that would have been more fitting to have a bounty hunter like that they haven't had in any of this stuff recently and
Yeah.
resurrect
So-
them and burn like dirge or something.
There's like the deleted.
Well, there's a villain in the new Jedi. What's it called? Is it called Fallen Order?
it's called Jedi Survivor.
Survivor. That is Dirge's race.
Oh, is there? See,
Yeah.
that would have been a cool
He's
nod,
supposed to be
though.
like a main boss, which is
Oh.
gonna be cool.
There's like a deleted like episode or like unfinished episode of Clone Wars that was supposed to be the ending of Cad Bane and Boba Fett's story.
Yeah.
And it was like Cad Bane helped like Boba Fett like become a bounty hunter, and then it ends with this like Western draw where they both shoot each other, and Cad Bane hits him in the helmet, and that's where he gets like the dent in his helmet. And Boba Fett
Oh, that would have been
shoots
so cool.
Boba Fett shoots Cad Bane, and then it's kind of ambiguous as if he died or not.
That
like
would have been
that
cool.
would have been a perfect ending of like you don't really know if he's dead, but you just kind of never see him again. And then
Right.
it kind of introduces more mystery to the character who's already really mysterious and really cool. That would have been an awesome ending.
Because really, Cad Bane took the place of like a Boba Fett type character in the Clone
Yeah,
Wars.
he was basically the Boba Fett clone. Like after Jango Fett was like the biggest bounty hunter,
Yeah.
then Cad Bane became the biggest bounty hunter, and then after him was Boba Fett.
Well, I mean, Aura Singh probably was.
Oh yeah, Aura Singh was pretty.
Aura
big,
Singh
too.
and her group was pretty big. But I don't know, the bounty hunter world in Star Wars is odd. And in the expanded universe it was a lot more fleshed out,
Mhm.
but it's odd not how they have it now, because it seems like bounty hunters are like they're not bad guys, but they're always treated as bad guys in most of the new media.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
I want like the old comics. I want Tusken Raider Jedis.
That would be cool.
Although that was set in like pre-Clone Wars, like
Yeah, I
just a
think it
few
was.
years before the Clone
Yeah,
Wars.
It's my favorite character.
No, they actually talked. They just talked. But there was only
No,
two.
there was
only two of them, and they just talked normal.
there was one that was called like or something. That was like his name.
There was one that Anakin fought and killed.
Oh, I don't remember that. It was the one
He's
comic that I
unnamed.
read had something to do with the weird bounty hunter lady with the antenna thingy on her head,
That's Orasing.
Or-
or saying some old dude that I've never seen in any other stuff, and the dude with the tall head.
Mundi?
Yeah,
Is his name
Oh.
Kiara?
Kiaramundi.
Kiamundi.
It had to do with like them, and all of one of my fondest memories is there's a part with a Rancor, and one of the like Tusken Raiders Jedi's like stabs it up through like the bottom of the jaw, and I remember my uncle like reading me the comic is like, "You're too young for this,"
That's great.
but
That's
I'll
pretty
keep
sweet.
reading because he used to recount Vietnam War stories. So to a 5-year-old.
Wow. That's
So-
why you're so messed up.
Anyways, Mandalorian.
Yeah,
is pretty
Mandalorian
good.
season 3. I like it.
I like Bo-Katan is pretty sweet in this.
Bo-Katan is
Um,
amazing.
Still want to know is a Phyrexian in the bottom of Mandalore.
It was
That's kinda
funny.
weird.
Mando just being like, I will bathe. Mando's just like, most of Mandalorian is just like Din Djarin's bad day. Like,
Yeah.
everything that happens to him just kind of sucks. He's not that great of a fighter, which I kind of like that he tanks a lot of damage. He's not super athletic, but he is like good at his job. And so he's very like real kind of like character, like Indiana Jones style.
Well,
you
he
know?
feels like more of a Mandalorian in that way, where they use their technology and their gadgets. Like they're skilled warriors, but like he's not like a true Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Not like Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan's
like,
like super awesome. and
That scene
athletic.
where she had to take out like all like the mutant guys,
Yeah.
that was sick.
Because it's like the amount of like it's kind of cool to just see like the skill like between them where like Mandalorian takes him down but he like struggles a lot more,
Yeah.
and she's just kind of like gets her guns knocked out of her hand, goes to the next thing, takes him down, and then Mando's just kind of like gets beaten up, but him just walking like, oh, I must bathe in the water, just goes boom and falls. And it's like, whoops, the like bombing opened up a huge like cavern which like caused him to sink, and then
That was
she
kind
has
of
to
funny.
save him. Was so funny.
Like, can he not swim?
I
No,
think
'cause
it's
he's
just
got all
'cause
that
his
Beskar.
armor, yeah.
That's what I was wondering. He did
And
the
he took
Beskar
off-
armor.
took off his jetpack.
Yeah.
And it was like, I will now bathe in the waters. This ritual just like sinks.
That almost gets eaten by a giant sea monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. Is mythosaurs were already like cool and legends, and I feel like Disney's gonna just water them down because it's
I'm-
literally a freaking space dragon.
Yes. I'm hoping Bo-Katan either like fights it, kills it, or tames it, and that's how she becomes leader of Mandalore.
I'm kind of
That would
hoping
be
they just
cool.
never see it again. It was just a thing for her to like question whether the like if it was right to disregard
I didn't think of that.
disregard like the Mandalorian creed like she had done.
It could
Right,
be
because
that
he,
too.
the guy that like was the first Mandalore was actually supposed to kill that thing. So if it's still alive, then she could question like if he actually killed it or not.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't
Yeah.
think of that.
But like the way I have it now is like now it seems like she's wondering. It's like, wait, were the Mandalorians right? Like, is this like the actual way?
Well, she
Yeah.
was part of the Death Watch or the Night Watch, whatever they're called, right? Bo-Katan.
She wasn't part of Death Watch because Death Watch was like the terrorists. She was.
Pretty sure she was part of Death Watch.
Was she part of Death Watch?
She was part
might
of
have
Death
been.
Watch because she has the blue armor.
Yeah, because she's what's her name, sister, right?
Yeah, whatever her Obi-Wan's girlfriend.
Yeah, and she was more on like the Mandalorians are warriors.
Yeah,
and her
exactly.
sister is like
So
Mandalorians are
she's
pacifists.
like she's the
Yeah.
good guys now. Technically, she's the good guys, air quotes. But she's like her lineage was the terrorists.
Yeah.
So it's
that's right.
interesting because she technically is very related to the cult that Din Djarin is a part of right now.
Mhm.
Because that cult just basically took the Death Watch's creed and made it extreme.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they're all about being warrior Mandos. And the Death Watch was just more like Mandalore's pacifists now. We don't believe in that because we were at one point like the biggest threat in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there's 3 separate times. I don't know if they're actually counting this, but in the expanded universe, which is technically original Mandalore history at this point, the only stuff we have left, and they did like 3 crusades on the galaxy.
Yeah, was
One
it
of
all,
them,
like,
they
all-
basically kicked the butts of the Sith in the Jedi at the same time, and there was just like a three-way
Yeah.
battle, giant civil war.
And the
yeah.
like Jedi Mandalorian war thing is still was in like Clone Wars and stuff they mentioned.
Yeah,
How-
exactly. So like,
And,
Mandal.
didn't like Jedi at the start of it
Well,
until one saved his butt.
Mandos have never liked Jedi,
Yeah.
especially after, because one big thing that did happen was one of the few actual like the one reason why the Mandalorians became pacifists in the Clone Wars is because there was an incident where Mandos were wiped out by a group of Jedi, and that's actually one thing that led Count Dooku to become a Sith.
Okay.
So it's a giant backstory, but like there's a lot of things that make it where Jedi aren't liked by Mandalorians.
Yeah.
So it's just like an ingrained like hatred for them. It's like even in Clone Wars, Obi-Wan wasn't like welcomed really on
Yeah.
Mandalore.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say?
The only
They're
other
kind of like two. Both groups are like the Jedi. They're kind of opposites and kind of the same, where they're both like a warrior like group.
Class, yeah.
So they're just not gonna like each other because they're both like Jedi's are like we forcibly keep the peace, and they're like we forcibly take over.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's just like a weird dynamic of
also
never quite
the,
seen eye
the
to
only
eye.
complaint I have about season 3 right now is anyone find the random shoehorned in political episode weird?
Are you talking the episode with the
The-
cloner guy?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be. It feels shoehorned in now because it's the one that
Is
we
it,
watched.
is it gonna be like a different series?
I
Is
don't know.
it
I
gonna...
think it's setting up stuff for a Mandalorian because that
It's still
doctor
talking about
guy,
the cloning thing that Baby Yoda was. a
Yeah,
clone.
Yeah.
the lady completely wiped his memory. So
Well, that kind of hints at the fact of there's people that work for
Okay,
the Empire.
I'm
in
thinking
the Rebels.
Gideon's
And-
coming back.
I'm thinking so.
I think she is going to get.
climb the ranks.
She's
and free
going-
Gideon.
Yeah, she's gonna free Gideon. I think she's
Yeah.
on Gideon's team. I think that's. What
I'm
the deal is.
99% sure she's just a secret spy.
Because at first it's like, oh, she's a spy for the New Republic, and then that guy leaves, and it's like, oh no, she's doing something.
She's totally a double agent.
Yeah, she's way beyond that. So
But yeah, I don't know. I like the series so far. It's weird because I like it, but at the same time, I just don't like overall how they're doing things.
Well, it feels
Yeah.
like just in the sake of loving old Star Wars stuff, it's like you have to be on guard while watching
Yeah.
it. That's the way it feels to me. Like
It still hurts though, just like being a fan of like original Star Wars. And every single new media bit that comes out, they're just slowly stripping away
yeah,
all the things I used to love.
the Yuuzhan Vong will be so powerful to literally break through the.
I got excited for a second because I thought the rat ghouls were gonna be on Mandalore because those like mutant things that they fight in the caves,
Mhm.
they looked almost just like rat ghouls.
yeah.
I thought they were just bandits.
They are just bandits. I guess they're another race that lived on Mandalore that nobody mentioned ever
Because they lived in the backyard.
because they lived in the backyard.
I feel like I always enjoy a second watch of stuff of new Star Wars stuff more than the first one because the first one, like, I hope they don't screw this up or make it stupid
Yeah.
or make it not make any sense within the lore.
you
or
just
whatever.
are like cringe watching. it
Yeah,
at
and then the
first.
second time you're like, okay, I can kind of figure out what's going on, what the
Yeah.
idea was.
So I started watching Vox Machina,
That's
Cool.
the animated show that's based on the
Critical Role.
Critical Role. Okay, is it good?
It's something.
What do you mean it's something? It's amazing.
It's something. It's amazing, but it is incredibly bawdy. It's
I don't know that word.
body is like tongue in cheek, like just it's over the top gory in so many windows.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
It is great though. I
Nice.
am really enjoying it.
Basically, just take any D&D campaign and just animate it.
Yeah, and ramp the horniness up by 10.
Well, that is just Critical Role, so
No, it's just Scanlan,
That-
the bard.
yeah.
But no, it's a good show. Like Matt Mercer has. I've never listened to Critical Role or watched Critical Role. I don't know what you do with Critical Role or where it is.
You
It's live
experience.
streamed. It's an audio thing. It's also like a YouTube series.
Well, either way, like his campaign, players aside, is really good. But all the characters are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you?
I'm about halfway through season 2. The druid basically just got her level up, or like her outfit change after like closing like the fire plane gate.
I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Oh,
Oops.
oops.
Well, that's good to know.
Spoiler.
I don't have Amazon Prime, so
Oh,
I have to
okay.
steal somebody's to watch it. Hey, Weez.
It's
I did
good
get a
though.
trial.
Oh, I could probably just get a trial.
It is fun. Like I'm watching it with my girlfriend. I'm just like going through. Hey, that's this thing. Hey, that's that thing. I don't know what that thing is.
Yeah. Season 1 was great. That's probably like one of my favorite like of the animated things that Amazon has done.
Do kind of wish though, like I'm hoping maybe in the future that there might be like a high fantasy thing like that that actually takes itself serious and not just. I mean, it's got its serious moments and stuff, and it's fantastic when it's like that. But it's like I'd like a show that's actually just serious all the way through.
So far, most of Amazon's animated things have been based off of things that aren't totally serious.
Yeah.
Like Invincible is not totally serious. Like it is a pretty serious comic. It deals with serious subjects, but there's jokes and stuff in it as well.
Yeah, I think it's just I'm kind of getting a little jaded on the like if it's an adventure or a action thing anymore, it's like it has to be a comedy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Marvel effect.
Yeah, and it's like I would just like something that takes itself serious. I mean, for as over as the top as like say like John Wick is, it still treats itself seriously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
But no, Vox Machina is pretty fun. Like
Yep.
I guess I kind of understand at the same time of why like so many new quote unquote D&D players are like this isn't like this, but it's like at the same time it's not really any different than good old classic D&D adventures.
Right.
I think what it did, this is the only thing I guess I'd have against it, is it brought a lot of people into the hobby that had no interest in the hobby and really ruined it for a lot of DMs. That's not Matt Mercer's fault.
No.
That
just happens with everything that gets super popular like that. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at animes like Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
And you can say the same thing. You can even go all the way back to Naruto.
Yeah. A lot of people are only watch that and then like, how come the rest of anime isn't like this?
They all think all of other anime is nothing but pedophilia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other news of like D&D and stuff, I'm excited for the movie to come out.
Yeah,
not
great.
not Voxman, Honor Among Thieves.
Yes. It looks good.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I am excited for it because I have watched every other D&D movie and been mildly entertained and majorly disappointed. So. Although the third one
for this next one then.
Yeah, I mean this one will look better than the rest of them.
They're at least trying this time.
I will give credit to the third one that no one knows about, but there's a third one that's basically a villain adventure. I will give them kudos for actually putting creatures from D&D into it besides just dragon. Actually, I don't think there is a dragon in that one at all.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got a lot of like other creatures and stuff that are actually from like the monster manuals and stuff.
Well, I'm excited for the new movie because they got creatures like a displacer beast.
Yep, gelatinous cubes, black dragon, a bronze dragon.
Is it bad? I know this stuff more from Magic than I do Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. Beholder.
I'm like, oh, those are all Magic.
They showed the Beholder.
Oh, cool.
Pretty sure they did. Either that or I'm thinking of Goblin Slayer. I get them confused.
Goblin Slayer did have a Beholder. Goblin Slayer is a good D&D.
Well, okay.
Here's
an example how the D&D movies treated it. There was in I think the first D&D movie, like one of the characters like, oh man, they got beholders, and you see it way off in the distance floating along with a guard. And you never see it again.
Yeah, that's great.
Because it wasn't in the budget to put it in there.
There was something I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Magic, not to go too far off track, but you guys seen the Lord of the Rings things?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's a serialized card. So serialized means that they're numbered. Mm-hmm. There's only so many of them. There's a card called the One Ring. Mm-hmm. that they're doing a special art for in the language of Sauron. And there's only going to be one of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the serialized one ring.
And
Yep.
Lee's is going to draw it.
Well,
And
if he does, he's at least $100,000 richer.
someone put a bounty on it for $100,000.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
How do you put a bounty on on a legally purchased card?
Facebook post.
Yep.
Like, you can just issue bounties?
Well, they put out an offer.
Oh,
They
okay. I
told-
was going to get on
the only
Facebook and
condition
just
is-
start issuing bounties on
The
people.
only condition is you can't tell anybody that you're selling it to them until after you sold it to them. It's for thieves and stuff.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say, so boom, you bought this car from me for $10 million.
Well,
I'm
it's
set
weird.
for life
This
because I
is-
get your paycheck forever.
There has been other serialized cards, but this is like the first one that's like gotten quite a bit of hype.
I mean, it's cool because it's like it's the one ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it may even more funny is if there literally just was one card, no alternate anything. It just that is
Yeah,
the
That
one
would have
card.
been
That
would have been
would've
the
been really
coolest
funny.
part, but there are other cards. There's regular arts. There's also alt arts.
I think there should be a campaign to destroy all the rings and leave only one ring.
Well, the craziest part is it's going to be in a regular booster pack.
Hmm.
So theoretically, there could be some a-hole in a magic shop somewhere. It's like, oh, here's a collector booster pack. Rips it in half.
You know, that probably is what's gonna happen.
That's what a lot of people
Or
are saying.
some kid's gonna get it that won't even know what it is. It's just gonna lay around in this house forever. Or it's gonna be in a warehouse of some collectors.
or a dumpster.
Or a
Or
dumpster because
some
they dumped a
fam-
bunch of
Or
products.
some famous YouTuber's going to pull it in a pack.
Yeah.
Like, or just some random nobody's gonna be like in Ohio. Pulls
Everyone's
it.
waiting to like
I
find
don't
out.
think Ohio's getting it.
If Ohio pulls, I'm pretty sure the whole state just like implodes on itself.
Like,
There's too much that's happened.
everyone's
Ohio.
waiting to see what happens.
Yeah,
Who's gonna get it, and it might just never like. show
It's
up.
probably gonna be the thing that's gonna end up in a art museum somewhere. People are gonna die over this card.
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah.
crazy
Orcs
part
are going to
is-
come from the north and murder us all.
The crazy part is like this is gathering so much hype. I'm wondering if this is gonna be one of the biggest sets for Magic the Gathering. Because there's
Could be.
people that have never played Magic the Gathering that are looking to figure out how to pull this card.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're
That's
like
true.
asking on Magic Reddits, like, "Oh, so do you get like all 18 cards like in a single pack?" And people are just like, "Oh, my sweet child, you have no idea what gambling is." do you?"
Yeah, it's just I feel like there's a lot of religious folks who are like magic's from the devil, and now they're it's like, oh, it's Lord of the Rings, it's okay.
Yeah.
Literally, set before that is about machines harvesting life.
They're not harvesting; they're transforming into something better and more
Yes.
BDSM like.
That's just the white deck.
Yes.
The art is really.
The black
pretty, I
deck is
say.
just like we're gonna be edgy. The red is just like everything's on fire. Green is just like woo wild.
I was surprised that it's like a full Lord of the Rings set. I was not expecting.
Yeah,
that,
there's a
and that's-
full booster box.
pretty
there's-
epic.
Yeah, commander decks.
Yeah, I'm interested in getting commander decks. That'd be fun. Have
Yeah.
a Lord of the Rings.
If I did
commander
get
deck.
one, it's not coming apart. It's just staying as it is.
Yeah,
That's what I
probably
thought with
same.
my Warhammer deck, but I pulled that apart for cards because I found out what cards were inside of it.
There is websites you can get those cards on.
Yeah, but I already had them sitting in a box.
They haven't
so-
shown what the commander decks are yet, though. It'll
Yeah.
probably be like a Sauron one and a
Just pick all the factions and stuff.
yeah, like a humans.
I will say for the Warhammer ones, I do want to get the Jeskai. No, the humans one,
The Imperial one?
the Imperial one.
Because there's two human ones. There's the Imperium of Man, and then there's the
The other one's Chaos Demons.
No, I thought there was also the Inquisitors had a deck.
No, those are all the same.
Oh,
It's just the Imperium of humankind, mankind.
Ah.
But anyways, yeah. I thought the Lord of the Rings set was interesting. and it's kind of getting mainstream too, because like Lord of the Rings is like a huge IP.
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
heard
Magic
huge.
hit the pinnacle of being mainstream just last month because they're on Hot Pockets boxes now.
That is true. Have you seen those at Walmart?
Yes,
it's
I
kinda
have.
They have
weird.
Gideon on him.
And
who
I'm looking at
died
the-
like 2 years
Gideon
ago.
died like 3
Yeah,
years
The
ago.
artwork on all of it, and like this artwork is like back when I got into this
Yeah,
game.
exactly. They have like Vivian Reed, one of the Green Planeswalkers. And I
Yeah.
could have swore that it's her art from 3 years ago.
No, it
Yeah, I
was-
think
it
it's
was
like War of the Spark.
Yeah,
Yeah, War of the Spark. It's crazy. Like the Chandra arts from like War of the Spark and stuff too.
well, I don't think they want to just slap a Fire Axion on them.
That would be funny.
Chandra's not completed.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying, like with the current stuff,
Oh,
I don't
but-
think they
Yeah,
want to
that's
just
true.
slap
Completed
flesh
Jace
metal
and-
monster
yeah.
thing.
I don't think they can slap another like random white planeswalker on there either, like Tameo or not Tameo.
Yeah.
What's
The
his name?
Wanderer.
The Wanderer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was our ranting about Magic for
Yeah,
10 minutes.
I think that's the show. Got
I think that
anything
is
else?
the show.
Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
Okay, yeah, we're done.
Jam meow.
All right, see you all later. You can find us, of course, just by Googling us wherever you'd like, and hopefully you like the show. See you all later.
Jam meow. Like the video.
Subscribe.
Nom.
Now,
Nom.
bye.